So Black Dog is the next one. Now this is we're starting to tip onto the harder ones now. See, it's fairly short. There's not that many bars, but the speed of it, 168, is quite quick. There's ham-ons and pull-offs, there's bends. So there's a little bit more going on in this one. So we've got to watch out for that. We'll break it down and give it a whirl. So we're starting off 7th fret on the A string. And then he walks up the D string. 5, 6, 7. So we're 7th fret on the A string, 5, 6, 7 on the D string. And then he goes to 7th fret on the A string, so that might feel a bit weird. So you're going to jump back up to the A string, fret 7. And we're really going to break this down and try and make sense of this one, because again, it doesn't look as much there, but it's quick. It's a tough one. So we've got 7, 5, 6, 7, 7. That's the first idea. Now, if you've done rolling before, we want to use that here. And what I mean by that is we've got 2 notes, same frets, adjacent strings. We want to try and roll our 3rd finger from the D string up to the A string, not take our finger off the D string and place it on the A string. So to do that, we're using, you see there, I've gone from using my tip of my finger to my flat part of my finger, so I can roll the tip onto the A string. That's going to make that a lot quicker to transition, and it sounds a lot smoother as well. If I use tips, there's a gap at the end. If I use the flat, there isn't so much of a gap. So that should make an easier transition. So flat part of my finger is on the D7, I roll the tip onto the A7. That's the first part. Then we could even really break this down. So then we could say the second part is this bit here. So you've got 5th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the D string. Then we're going to move up 7, 9 on the G string. So that's my second section. So 5 on the G, 7 on the D, 7, 9 on the G. So we've got a quick little position change there. But then we come straight back for the next section, which we'll discuss in just a moment. One thing I suppose to highlight is the quarter bend. So we're bending the 5. A quarter is a very small bend. A half is 1 fret. So if I was bending 5, a half, I'd be bending up to the 6th fret, so it'd sound like that. Quarter is in between that, so we can't really reference that note because there's no fret to play on. But it's just a small little pull. So that's too far. It's a small little just nudge of the string. It's more for effect than anything else. We do see that a lot in blues, quarter bends. Or blues rock that we're doing now. So we've got 5, 7, 5, 7 on the G. So both of those sections together. So we've got that so far. This is a cool riff. It's probably one of my favourite Led Zeppelin riffs. It sounds rocking. So how's everyone find that so far? Okay, we're going to really break this one down. This is the first one that kind of requires it because there's a lot going on. So we've got the little walk up the A string, the roll of finger 3, sorry, quarter bend, jumping up to 7, 9. And before you kind of like blitz the rest of it, just try and loop those around because a bit more up to speed. It's more of that. So obviously make sure we can get that, not full speed, but fairly put together before we obviously start worrying about the next bit. It does sound pretty cool. And then our third section is going to be this bit. So it kind of divides quite nicely and neatly into bars, really. But they're going to be our 4 sections. So section 1, section 2. Section 3, we've now returned to the 5th fret. We were in 7th position, meaning first finger was in fret 7. We're now back to 5th position. And we've got this hammer-on and pull-off. So we're hammering on fret 7. pulling off back to fret 5. If you haven't done Hamilton pull-offs, you can just pick those notes, just 5, 7, 5. That's cool. If you have done Hamilton pull-offs, do Hamilton pull-offs. It'll sound really good. So you're hammering on 7, you're pulling back to 5. You've got this basic legato phrase. So you're picking the 5, you're not picking the 7, you're not picking the 5. You pick the first note, you hammer on and pull off. The 7 and 5 are sounded by the hammer on pull-off. You're not picking those. But you can do if you're not very confident with your hammers and pull-offs. So we got that. Then we got 2 D7s. And then another quarter tone bend on fret 5. Back to 7 on the D string. So that's the riff really slowly in bar 3 or section 3. Hammer on pull off. D7 twice. Bend on the G5. And then back to D7. And then put together. We have the 3 bars. So that's what we're after. They're the 3 bars put together. Bring them up to speed. Did I tell you this? These ones are getting harder now. So getting a bit more interesting now. So that's those 3 bars. Again, break it down nice and slow. I'm only playing it fast just so you can perhaps hear it in the context of the song a bit better. And again, give you that kind of goalpost that we're aiming for. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe in a few weeks. We'll get us up to speed. So, they're the first 3 bars. Again, if you find the technique tricky, you can take out the bends, you could take out the hammers and pull-offs, so then it becomes very much like that. Still sounds pretty good. Okay, last section, so section 4, we are 5th fret on the D string. 2 D7s, so you got 5, 7, 7, 5 on the A string. So 5 on the D, 7 on the D twice, 5 on the A, and then we got 7th fret, slide back, and then 3. So I wrote that then as a slide to the 3. It's actually a slide off the 7. It doesn't actually slide like that. It's just a slide back and then play 3. So you'll find straight away that's going to make the fingering a bit difficult. So you slide from 7, your first finger's now the wrong side, and then you've got to play the 5 in a minute. So don't slide back with finger 3, use finger 1 to play the 3rd fret. Just slide the 7 kind of around fret 5 area, and then first finger just takes the 3. It's not a slide from 7 to 3. That was actually kind of the wrong notation to put there. It just slides back and then 3. So I'll show you what I mean. 5, 7, 7, 5, 7 slides, and then our first finger goes on the 3. Okay. Then we're back up to the 5 again, and then we've got this little A power chord at the end. Open A string, 2nd fret on the D string. And there we go. There's the whole riff. There's all 4 of the sections. So try and break it down like that into these different sections. Obviously, this is the way to approach any riff. Break it down into these little sections. But let's go through that section 4 a few more times. I'm kind of ignoring the notation. There's a little bit more going on there. You've got changes in time signature. You've got a bar of 2, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4. We've got triplets. I'm kind of ignoring that. You'll probably obviously pick this up a lot quicker by ear, and if you know the riff, you know the rhythm we're aiming for, rather than getting kind of lost in the weeds looking at the timing. Might be good for more advanced students, but again, kind of ignore that a little bit. Okay, so in the last bar again, we have the 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, 3, 5, A5 power chord. Yeah. Not speed. Oh, I missed out the 5th fret then. And there we go. So you might find you do slide. What do I want to say? Yeah, to the 5th fret. Doesn't really matter. I mean, when you bring up to speed, it's so quick you won't hear probably that 5th fret. You'll just hear the slide back. Right. So I'll put it all together then, guys. So we've got bar 1. There's bring up to speed.